So hey, how's everybody going and doing tonight? This is Space Oats podcast. I am the crucial crew member, Jay, and yeah, so this is episode four. But I'm not going to be talking about episode four at all. So it's got a little bit of different meaning as far as what's going on. So yeah, let's get this going. A lot of things going. I am not getting a good grasp on a um, just like a schedule to do this. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. I have plans to do it, and just things get disastrous, and um, yeah, and it's been a while. So like I meant to do this like in the middle of the month, and it's already at the end of the month. So things go crazy. Um, you know, when your schedule at work just goes up and down and everything like that, and all that, and all this stuff to do and watch as far as Star Wars, especially with Andor. Yeah, it's been amazing. So we're going to talk a little bit about Andor. We're going to talk a little bit about the Starcruiser, things that have been going on in the Starcruiser. So I hope everybody can hear me well, and yeah, so we'll get this going. So I hope everybody's doing really good. A lot of stuff has happened since the last podcast that I did. By the way, if you want to listen to any of my previous podcasts, they are available on Google Podcasts as well as on Spotify. So just search Space Oats and you can check those out. Episode one is not on there. If you follow my Twitter page, which is Crucial Crew 2021, you can head on back and take a listen to that first one. That first episode was really a rough draft. It was done in my car and it wasn't really that well, but I kept it going. Episode two and three are on Spotify, on Google Podcast. It started out as kind of, just what's going on in the Star Wars world. And Yeah, so I forgot, all my notes and stuff on that. But anyway, we won't talk anything about that. So we're just going to talk a little bit about Andor, the Star Cruiser, and and all that good stuff. Just yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's talk about Andor. All right, man. Yeah. I was super excited about Andor, and this is kind of long overdue talking about Andor because I've been really wanting to discuss this a little bit. I hope everybody's kind of caught up. I'm gonna try not to do a lot of spoilers here, but I do want to kind of discuss like the story arcs of each episode, and or at least how things have gone through the first six episodes that we've had now. I think it's six, right? We just had the six episode drop. Um, it just feels like it's flying by. So it's at least that's how I feel. I love it. I love the narrative storyline that's going on in Andor. Think it's a great change of pace from what we've seen in Star Wars so far, as far as production and how everything's been um, done on the screen, and I'm enjoying it. I really am. Uh, the first three episodes dropped at the end of September. There's good reason for them to be dropping at the same time because honestly, after those first three episodes, I really wasn't sure what to make of the series. Um, I mean, it really was very character development as far as what was going on there. I really, I was really intrigued. I liked how they did that. I'm a very story driven person as far as Star Wars. I really like to know a lot of background of the characters. I do, appreciate, when things got started and George Lucas, how he did everything. Oh yeah, Heroes is on. Hey Heroes, how you doing? And looks like somebody recognizes the Heroes. I'm going to talk about Heroes of the Halcyon in a bit. If they stay on, that's great. But I wanted to get through this Andor thing first. But I didn't know if and when somebody was gonna join in from Heroes. But yeah, like the first three episodes had its own little story arc, kind of giving you a little bit of background of what Cassian, his childhood, everything like that. And I like that. I mean, because obviously this is following Cassian's story, so you know we wanted more Cassian, so this is it. This is it from the very beginning. So cast member on the Halcyon is so story driven. Star Wars shock. Yeah, right. So I'm still like interested in what happened there on Cassini. So I hope they give a little bit more information about that. Maybe they'll, I don't know, maybe they won't, maybe there'll be a comic or a book or something as far as that goes. But you know, obviously something with, you know, it just seems pretty cool. So you don't know whatever happened to his sister and everything like that, how that's gonna go. But yeah, so I like how, like, you know, the flash forward, flashback, everything like that, and the parallels within those the episodes all the way till the end when he left, um and it, you know, basically showed him leaving Kasimi as well. So uh I really appreciated that whole story arc, the first three episodes all together, watching them together. I felt if we had one episode and then another episode, people would have lost interest. I probably would have been like, oh, that wasn't enough. I needed more. So having those three episodes, I thought that was great. And then it just kind of changed because, you know, Andor was in a different place now. So, you know, he's off on doing this mission with Luthen, which amazing. Stellan Skarsgård, brilliant actor. The side characters here, it's just amazing. So Diego Luna is amazing. Stellan Skarsgård, amazing. Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma blows my mind. That whole, I want a Mon Mothma series, honestly. She's just amazing. So I love the side stories going on here with everybody. It's yeah, definitely. Luthen is where it's at. Just you don't even know like what who is his real character. Like, was he actually this person that was on Coruscant as a dealer, and then he became a rebel, and he's you know becoming this other person, or was he always a you know this other person against the Empire and the rebel, and did he create this other character on Coruscant? Who know, you know, like, we don't know that, and you can't tell. It's he does it so well. He how he switches from one to the other, and it just blew my mind the way he brought this character to life. And uh it's hard for me to like almost pick, I mean, a favorite character, but all of them are so great, you know, with the heist, everything that happened. um you know, all those side characters that I thought you wondered if some of them had like a little bit of force potential going on there. Just the way that they portrayed the character. You know, like I said, I don't want to get into like a lot of, in case you haven't watched it yet, but um, and then the last episode this week, just a total ending. Did not expect everything that happened. You know, thought we were getting K2 for a minute there. Honestly, you know, I was like, is this it? Is this it? And no, it wasn't. But yeah, it's just so amazing. So I'm really digging Andor. I hope everybody else is. I really want to see more Star Wars like this. Uh, and not always, because really everything's had something about the Force or the Jedi. We haven't even seen anything of that in these episodes. And I really appreciate that. So I want to take a quick step here. But I'm loving Andor. So yeah, I'm curious to know what everybody else is thinking about it. I mean, I've listened to some podcasts. I listened to Who's the Boss this week, and you know, about some of the episodes and how things are going. And you know, I think everybody's digging it. So it's definitely not a kid's story. So it's not a you know, Star Wars is usually driven at younger generation, and this is definitely for us that have grown up with Star Wars. Yes, that glass does look familiar. You know, of course, the heroes of the Halcyon is going to recognize this glass. This glass is from the Halcyon. This is from the Chandrila Star Line. This is one of the wine glasses. Of course, I had to get this. You know, obviously, I got to rep. You know, I'm a crew member, so I got to rep all this stuff. So not one of the drinks you can get on the Halcyon though. So, but I'm really digging Andor. You know, we're seeing different planets and different sceneries that you haven't seen before. You're getting characters doing everyday things in life that you don't normally see in Star Wars. We have Star Wars breakfast. I feel like Spaceballs. You know how they went through the merchandise. You know, we got Star Wars, the breakfast cereal. We got Star. You know, who knows? We're gonna probably see Star Wars cereal now come out with the little blue and purple. I guess they almost look like a bowl of tricks. Takes me back to when I used to eat that. Hey, True, how you doing? Oh my gosh, yeah, you're loving Andor also. Um, yes, definitely more dramatic Star Wars. That's what I'm looking for as well. So um, I'm I'm just really, and I again, I love the fact that we're getting this like real world Star Wars, cocktail parties and breakfast, the beach. Um, it's bringing it so much closer to reality, and you feel more connected to it. Honestly, I mean, I feel more connected to it. So um, I think that's one of the big things about it. It's just we're just really seeing these characters and the the realness of them that's making it. I think that's what the connection is. The Easter egg. Oh my gosh, yeah, the Easter eggs they are definitely subtle. Oh my gosh. Um, yeah, there's so much thing, especially in Luthen's shop. All the stuff on the wall there or in the background. There's so many items, and like I'm catching things, but then other people are catching things, and and I go back and I watch, and I'm like, oh man, I totally missed that. I can't believe I missed that. Um, so it's just been so cool to see all that. So I love it so much. So adult Star Wars. Right, yeah, it does sound wrong to say that, but I mean, you're getting like, yeah, Cassian's a player, man. He's a um, just with this last episode, so it's so interesting to see, and um, just all these like connections and like family relationships with Mon Mothma. That just blew my. I love the fact that it puts so much weight on her character later on when you really see what I guess what you're thinking what she had to give up. Um, obviously she loves her family, and it's like, but there's some rift there, and but still she's a mom, so it's like she's gonna leave her daughter, for the rebellion. I mean, I'm guessing that's where that's going to go. And it's like, it puts so much weight on her character later on, how much she's had to give up for the rebellion. So, which kind of ties into that, her almost being a little bit upset at the direction and the speed that this is going down as we've gone through the episodes. So uh, her character development is just amazing. So I'm really all the side stories. I'm just really looking forward to, and I really want to. I just can't every week. I can't wait. Can't wait for next episode. So just I'm super excited about that. Um, yeah, so I hope everybody's digging Andor because I really hope it gets uh, good reviews all around and we get to see more Star Wars like this. I don't know what other series in the works can give us this kind of vibe because obviously Ahsoka is going to be, I guess, more of like a Rebels in the future type of thing. So I'm guessing that's going to be basically bringing Rebels to live action almost, which I loved Rebels. So I'm excited about that. And I can't wait to see Ezra and, you know, Ahsoka again and Sabine and everyone. So, I mean, my planet is Lothal as a crew member on the Halcyon. So obviously I'm a huge Rebels fan. Um, the Acolyte, we don't know much about that series, but obviously that's going to be a whole different vibe. And obviously there's going to be a lot of force connection and, um, Jedi Sith thing going on there. So, that's not going to be the same. We're not going to get that's going to, again, totally different. I don't know, besides Andor with this season, and then obviously there's another season. Um, I don't know what else is going to be coming that they're going to do this with. So um, maybe Skeleton Crew. I guess that could be a story driven series. So we'll have to see how that goes. You know, I mean, obviously that's in the Mandoverse era, but maybe it's the first season is going to be more story development, and maybe there's hope for that. I mean, people are excited about that. I'm kind of excited about that as well. So, really need to watch Rebels and Clone Wars. Yeah, I'm watching them all the time, but definitely, Drew. I love it. And I've talked about this before. When Clone Wars first came out, I was not really excited because this was before Disney had purchased Lucasfilm, and I felt it was a little bit too Disneyfied. Like that's the way the series looked. Um, so I actually I didn't go see the movie at first when it came out, and I was like not excited when I saw the previews. Um, but then I knew the series. I knew it was going to be Star Wars. I knew I was going to watch it, so I kind of forced myself to go see the Clone Wars movie, um, which was basically episodes thrown together in one. They just kind of put them together as a movie, but I I didn't really. It took a while for me to really like grasp it. It probably took me the whole first season really to really get drawn into it. And going back, I watched the whole season, and I love every season. And some of my favorite episodes come from the first couple seasons, but at first it was hard for me to get into. Um, but Rebels, same kind of deal, because that was after Lucasfilm, and I'm like, okay, they're going to really Disneyfy this. It's going to be toned down, but there's not going to be as much action. It's going to be more kid friendly, and it wasn't. It took me a while to get into the characters, the building up, but then as Rebels went on, it brought about these amazing characters that I are some of my favorite characters now. So, um, animated character are you most excited to see? The live action Zeb. I'm wondering if Zeb's actually going to show up in Ahsoka. I don't think so, honestly. Um, I'm going to say that that's not going to happen. Uh, I want to think that maybe we're going to see something different where Zeb shows up. Maybe I don't know. I don't think Zeb's going to fit into this story the way that they left Rebels at the end. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to see Zeb live action, but I don't think it's going to happen, honestly. Um, I'm really looking forward to seeing Sabine. Um, yeah, so Sabine is probably my favorite from Rebels. Um, yeah, Sabine's probably I mean, out of the Rebels group, the Ghost crew, Phoenix Squadron, Sabine is my favorite. Ezra, right there, right next to, right below Sabine. Um, I mean, well, I would have said Kanan, but Kanan's not coming back, honestly. So it would be cool. What would be really cool is if we have a Force Ghost Kanan at some point show up in Ahsoka. That would be really awesome. Oh my gosh, yes, Hondo. Of course, Hondo. Oh man, that would be amazing. A live action Hondo. Uh, yeah, I mean, he's still around, isn't he? So uh, that would be a great time to bring him in is with Ahsoka. Either that or Skeleton Crew. Somehow bring him into that story. I can see that happening um, some way or another. So, or if they're going to do another Book of Boba Fett season 2, bring Hondo into that too. But yeah, all those characters are great in those series. So yeah, so and then so the one thing, and I'm gonna kind of harmonize this and like just bring it into the Star Cruiser and talking about the Star Cruiser, but all this talk with Mon Mothma going to Chandrila, and wouldn't it be great if somehow the Halcyon was we saw a live action version of the Halcyon in Andor. You would have think that they would have thought ahead on this and did something, as as a way for Mon Mothma to kind of hide what she's doing, and maybe she boards the Halcyon when she goes back, or back and forth from Chandrila. That would be freaking amazing. Um, yeah, the live action in Smuggler's Run is amazing. Of Hondo, I really like it. And so, and a little side note on that, has anyone ever been on Smuggler's Run when it has gone down? You don't want a ride to go down, but honestly, Smuggler's Run, you want it to go down at some point. It's probably never going to go down on you because it's one of the way they built it, one of the rides that they've kind of fixed into the system where it will kind of reset itself without having to shut down. But if it ever does shut down, you're in for a treat because Hondo comes on the screen and it's a bunch of laughs. It's a lot of fun. That's one of the cool little side things with Smuggler's Run that makes it a really cool ride that they thought about. Um, is it owned by the Empire in Andor? That's a good question. That's a good question because yeah, the Halcyon was owned by the Empire, and I don't really think we have an exact time period on that. I don't think. That's good. I'm gonna have to ask that question and see if I can't figure out what the time period is of the Halcyon being owned by the Empire. But just throwing this on there, so now we're kind of twisting into going into the Halcyon a little bit. We're talking about the Halcyon. Um, wouldn't it be really cool? So the Empire did own the Halcyon at some point, right? That have been on the Halcyon, who would pay extra money, because this is what would happen if it was on there, who would pay extra money for a themed room that basically was the quarters of, let's say, Grand Moff Tarkin, and it was kept that way? Wouldn't that be cool? Yes, me. I know. Look at Drew already, man, right away. We were talking about this a little while ago, and I think that would be a great idea for an upcharge. Honestly, I'm all about helping Disney make more money, right? Don't even need to know the full question. I think it would be really. Honestly, I would think they would do it with one of the suites, and I think actually, I think each suite should have a different theme. Honestly, I think it would be really awesome. Like you could have the Mon Mothma suite, you can have the Grand Moff Tarkin suite. Uh, you know, theme it like with all these people that had the Halcyon over the years, that had control, or people that actually came on the Halcyon, theme these suites and keep them that way. And that would be an amazing. I think that would draw. I think that would make the suites more desirable. I mean, pretty much everybody gets the suites on every cruise anyway. I mean, they're always booked for the most part, but I think that would be a cool way to maybe space out if somebody wants a particular suite. They'd have to book that one in at different times. Don't even need. Suite is always ready for the Chandril and Senator. Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like it maybe they just kept it that way as this person in galactic history stayed aboard the Halcyon at some point, and we wanted to leave it that way as a remembrance to that individual. I think that would be a great idea. So yeah, and they could have like themed like items in the room for you. There's countless things that they could do. The other thing that I was thinking about is I think that the vid screens in the rooms would be really cool if the vid screens in the rooms had cameras, like a security feed around the ship, and it could literally be just a blank hallway, for example. And you turn it on, and that's all it is. It's just a video. You accidentally, maybe somehow, this video feed got into your vid screen, and you just see this corridor somewhere on the ship. And maybe every once in a while a mouse droid goes by, and maybe you see a certain character that shouldn't be on the ship walking, sneaking through, or something like that. Or you see SK go by, just something interesting. Um, just little things that could happen on that screen. Not anywhere that you would normally go on the ship. Let's say it's a different deck that you can't even go to, like deck 12 or whatever it is that you just see a quarter from, and it's just somewhere in the middle of your channels on the bid screen. And you're just clicking through. You're like, oh, what's this? This looks like a corridor from the somewhere on the Halcyon. And up in the corner it says something in Arbesh, like what deck it is and maybe what area it's in. I think that would be a cool little Easter egg thing to find within the rooms, within the cabins. So we were talking about that the other day too. So that would be really cool. But anyway, since a lot of the heroes are on right now, I just want to give a awesome shout out to them. So by the way, I am live streaming this because this is going to post later on my podcast, and I'm going to try to upload this also as a video just in case people want to see me. But I just want to give an awesome shout out to the Heroes of the Halcyon because they are amazing. So they just came on their second cruise on the Halcyon last week, and it was a blast. And all of our crew had a blast with them. We were so excited to have them, and we can't wait for them to come back in May. So it I had the privilege of spending some time with them on Batu, hitting up Ogos, and yeah, so it's always a good time with the Heroes of the Halcyon um, and the characters that they created. And I just want to say that they, if you really want to get your full experience out of the Starcruiser, um, take the Heroes of the Halcyon as an example of what to do. Um, the crew members thrive off of that stuff. So your experience is going to be much better when we have passengers coming that are fully embracing this even before they come. Creating backstories to the extent of creating holovids for yourself. Um, it's we watch these things, we see them, we get excited about them, we start thinking about ways that we can incorporate our character development with that. Little things that connections of how we might be looking for you as a character coming on board. So that is just the best way to get the full experience because everybody knows we're all talking beforehand, we're all getting each other hyped up about it, and your story is just going to be so much more immersive, and we're going to play along with you so much more if you do things like that. So if you haven't already done so, if you're not haven't come on the Starcruiser yet and you are thinking about it and you're not sure what to do, listen to the Heroes of the Halcyon podcast. You'll get a lot of great ideas. If you don't want spoilers, it's always announced, so you can skip forward or whatever when those spoilers are given. So yeah, it's an amazing time when we have passengers like that. So yeah, so we love it so much. So yeah, so between trying to think of anything like what's been going on. I mean, the Starcruiser, you are quite welcome. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's been amazing to make video. See, you know what? I didn't really think I was either, and we did a really funny video. It was kind of for some of our crew on board, and I didn't do a bad job. I can't release it because it's kind of got um it was mainly for our cast members, so it was like a little joke thing that we did. So I can't actually post it anywhere, um, but it's not that hard, really. I honestly to make you get a green screen, which I have one. This is not a green screen, but obviously, but I have a green screen that I can throw down, and it's not that hard to like throw a backdrop. At least just putting a backdrop up. Um, and then you just get in costume and you go in front of it, and it's really not that bad to do that. So yeah, it looks like you guys had a lot of fun. So so I just wish I could have been there the entire time. I was only there during check-in, and then but at least I got to have some fun on Batu with you. So so that was pretty cool. And then I was there during your checkout. So so that was awesome. So but yeah, I love passengers. We've had a lot of returning passengers too. And even the cruise right after, I ran into some people that I believe had saw you guys on Batu as well. Um, I can't remember their names, but yeah, they were, and they were from a previous cruise back in June, and so they came back last week as well, and they remembered me. I remembered them, they remembered me, and they're coming back in May as well. So it's so cool to see people returning and deciding on like different paths to do and having a different experience every time. Yeah, it's amazing. So I mean, I know that even though I'm there pretty much every day, I know that I would have fun if I was, if I had the credits to blow. I would be there in a second. So, but it's a privilege to be there every day. So it's really awesome. So I'm really loving it, and I love the just the way people are is reacting to it. So it's just really awesome. Um, yeah, Jorg's so cool is awesome. I love how everybody kind of embraced that, and we had a couple of crew members that really like took that as their connection to you guys, and like almost like treating you as a celebrity, and it was awesome. I to make curious talk with you about their backstory. Um, So I mean, the one thing that I think really kind of a lot of people caught on to ahead of time was the Facebook group chats. It hasn't been as much lately, but the group chats with people trying to get kind of hyped up together, maybe you know looking for those to maybe intertwine their stories with. Um, that's what we like we as crew, like we kind of have been trolling those, and we look for those individuals, and if somebody has kind of just like said, hey, this is going to be our story, we've been reading them, and we'll share them with our other crew members and say, hey, look, these passengers are coming aboard, this is the characters they're creating, this is their these are their names, and this is what's going on with their story, why they're on the house and all this kind of stuff. And so we're looking for those, and because we get excited, we want to seek these individuals out and play up the story with them and have fun with them. So so that it mainly through Facebook is where a lot of it came from. um, how often do you guys adjust your own backstory to keep? So not much, honestly. So from the get-go, my backstory is pretty much the same. Um, I have a lot of backstory kind of written out, and I'll take pieces of it depending on who I am interacting with, or if I've interacted with somebody and certain parts of my backstory kind of fits them, I will like play up that part of my backstory a little bit more. And sometimes I switch it up as far as like if I'm we're neutral. All of us crew members are neutral, by the way. But obviously things happen in the galaxy, and if you're from a certain planet, you're going to maybe favor one side or the other. And I'll actually play that up, and I'll switch that around quite a bit, just depending on like what I'm feeling each cruise. So yeah, Facebook groups were a really good idea, and it was working really good in the beginning. Um, so like what would happen is like if you really search like Galactic Starcruiser and you put in the dates that you're going, usually there's pages set up for every cruise. And that's what was happening, and people were like really on board with that in the beginning. It's kind of gone, there's not as many people on each one, but it's a great place for especially the newcomers to like ask questions. And so if you got like returning passengers in those groups, it's a great sounding board for, hey, what's a good idea for this, or does anybody have any good ideas for that? It's a great way to kind of know what you're getting into, and what's the best way to do something, and it usually stays pretty spoiler free. So that's the other thing about it that's really nice. So yes, but it hasn't really been as getting as much pull lately, honestly, as far as that goes. So um, that's the kind of unfortunate thing. But there is still like the diehards are still on there. Like most of the ones that I end up interacting with a lot on the cruise, and having a lot of connections with, they were in the group chats. So I'll go back and at the end and say, hey, it was really great to interact with you guys, and end up kind of getting to be Facebook friends and things like that. And who knows, down the road, we'll meet again in the galaxy somewhere. So it's been pretty cool to form these relationships with those of us that thrive on this cool Star Wars journey that we were on. So also in the background right now, I have Return of the Jedi playing, so I'm kind of watching that a little bit. Yeah, so yeah, I went to I got a man, I got so much merch right now. I don't even know what to do with, honestly. My room's getting kind of crazy. Um, I kind of really didn't promote my last podcast, but my last podcast I talked about the Dianoga, and I ended up getting the Dianoga from Batu, this little guy here, which I named Corey, by the way. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool. I love the Diet Coke. It's really cool. But oh my gosh, I got so much stuff. Ended up getting one of the shields finally. If anybody got the shield from the Halcyon, but I ended up getting one of those. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this stuff, honestly. I got the Halcyon lightsaber. If anybody's ever seen the Halcyon lightsaber, the Halcyon lightsaber is really awesome. So I put the J in there. Obviously, that is my name. So um, there was a bunch of stuff. Oh my goodness, I got like a bunch of like stuff. We had like this whole cool thing for like cast members, and like there was a lot of like cheap Star Wars stuff. So I like bought a whole bunch of stuff, like the little Bad Batch doll that that's cool. This little toy here, and this is from Batu. I love the little Toydarian toy maker shop on Batu. Um, well, there's three people who have the shield now. At least it's not a big seller. Honestly, I got it really cheap. Can't really say. Well, I mean, it wasn't supposed to be as cheap as it was, but a cast member got it for me. So I love the Toydarian toy makers in Batu. They have these like really cool little toys. That's also where you can get the. I don't have them anywhere nearby, but where you can get the chance cubes. Um, but these like cool little like mix up matchup the characters. Like I love this thing. So like I was able to find this like really cheap the other day. So that was really cool. Yeah, I got a bunch of ears. I didn't even like open this stuff. I got ears, headband, the BB-8 headband. I'm gonna give these to somebody that's coming to visit me. She loves headbands and stuff. No, I'm probably gonna keep these though. It's like the Darth Vader. Like, I got so much stuff. Um, I know a guy who knows a guy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I won't say any of their names. I did get the SK droid. That was my first droid that I've ever bought. I've never gone to droid builders and bought any droids. Um, so that was a first droid purchase for me. I haven't even unboxed them yet and like done anything with them yet. But the chance, I love the chance cubes. What to do with them? Honestly, like I want to I want to whip them out at some point and just like use them in a scenario where you actually need to use a chance cube. So like almost like gamble with something. But yeah, for SK, I love SK. Oh, Allie, it's Allie. Allie, I saw you saw Sarah the other day in the park, or yesterday or today in the park. She was here, Sarah, Princess and the Scoundrel, Sarah. Um, saw she took her picture with you. She got a selfie with you. That was really cool. Sarah's awesome. So, um, yeah, today. Oh, that was today. Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I think I have the Sabak deck too. Yeah, here's the Sabak deck. The Chandrila Starline Sabak deck. I'm pretty much getting almost everything in the shop by now. Um, didn't think the droids were that great until we got a second one and they started talking. I really want Chopper, honestly. That's who I really want is Chopper or the remake Archangel. Okay, I don't think I've seen. I really want the Lola droid, honestly. So that looks really cool. The Hasbro Lola droid. I think I want that. But do I really need more stuff? I don't even have like anything organized in my room. One day I'm gonna like show everything, but it's not organized at all. Things are just all over the floor. Um, so and I move things around all the time, so it's kind of crazy. So I mean, right now, like what's behind me, like I got some. I mean, if you see like way up there, that's the vinyl from Star Wars. You can see the vinyl there. That's the original. That's the OG vinyl. My brother actually bought that, so he's older than I am, so he actually saw the movie when it came out in the original in the theaters way back in the day. But he actually had the vinyl, so that was really cool. And I think I actually posted the other day um, the the Galactic Funk vinyl that I have. That it was the anniversary of that. So, but yeah, so like this is kind of the first time like I've actually ever really shown my Star Wars room while I've been on the podcast. But I love this necklace, by the way. This is probably my favorite piece of jewelry in the Chandrila collection. I bought this like 2 months ago. I wear it pretty much every day. I think it's the best piece of jewelry in there. So 125 credits, not too bad. I think it's the best buy. This shirt, I love this shirt. It's so comfortable. This is one of the Halcyon shirts, t-shirts. It's really cool. It's like at the bottom, it's got this little CSL emblem down at the bottom. But it's so comfortable. Like I could just wear everything in the shop and just use everything all the time. Yeah, it's been really amazing. So what else? Oh, Tales of the Jedi. So that comes out next week or this week. What is it? It's Sunday, right? Sunday, yes, Sunday the 23rd. It comes out the 26th. So yeah, it's coming out this week on this Wednesday. Um, who's excited about Tales of the Jedi? So I saw one episode already. They did show an entire episode of Star Wars Celebration. The one with like baby Ahsoka. Um, let me say, did it wash in hot water? About the Ooh, interesting. Okay, good to know. I will not wash it in hot water. Yeah, so Tales of the Jedi. I'm glad you guys can't wait for it. If you were at Star Wars Celebration and you went to that panel, you got to see one episode. It was the baby Ahsoka episode, which was so amazing. I love that episode so much. It was so sweet. It makes as if Ahsoka isn't great enough. Now to see her as a little baby, um, you get a lot of cool background from Ahsoka. So um, yeah, I love that episode. So I can't wait to watch that again, and I can't wait to see some of the other episodes. They're short stories, so they're only like what I think they're only the runtime's only like maybe 15 minutes or so, or maybe even less. Um, I'm fine with that. I mean, they said that I think I can't remember how many episodes are coming out. If it's like six or whatever, but they did say that there's going to be more. Dave Filoni said that is not the end of whatever is getting released is not the end. Kind of like Visions. Visions, is having another season come out. eventually. Tales of the Jedi is going to have more stories. The Dooku story, yes, the Dooku storyline looks really cool. Seeing Dooku as a Jedi, that's going to be really awesome. In his prime, and kind of seeing his downfall, I guess, really is what we're going to see. That start of kind of turning to the dark side, and what enticed him to the dark side. So I'm really looking forward to that series starting. And man, so we're gonna have like two. I don't know if it said it was gonna drop all at once. If it is, that's fine. Andor is going on right now, so I still haven't watched the behind the scenes of Obi-Wan. So behind on the behind the scenes stuff, but yeah, I really want to watch that. But at some point, finally finished Light and Magic. That was amazing. I probably want to go back and watch that again though, see if there's anything that I missed with that. But how long until Doc starts selling Jedi Dooku hilts? Probably not long. Either that, or it might be like one of those things where they make it one of the fan base, like, you get to decide as far as which one gets done every so many years. I'm still waiting for that Caleb Dune one, so I can't wait till that comes out. That'll be my next Saber purchase legacy. I'm not a big Saber purchaser. Like, I only have a few. I built the two at Savi's, and which I really want to build another one. I have the CSL one, and then I have the Cal Kestis Saber, but the next one definitely will be the Caleb Dune one. I really want that one, so I kind of have my hopes for what it's gonna. I hope it kind of. I mean, it says Caleb Dune, but it also in parentheses said Kanan Jarrus, so I don't know if it's gonna have it's gonna break apart type of deal, which I would love for that to be the case. That would be really cool if it did that, if it kind of detached and you could like put it together. So like, yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering about, because it says Caleb Dune, but then in parentheses it says Kanan Jarrus. So it's like, did he have the same saber the whole time, or did he lose his saber? So, or did he make it so that it could be taken apart, so that I don't know. So we'll have to find it. We'll have to see. So I think it should come apart though. I think it'd be amazing. So be really cool. Yeah, so I just can't. I'm kind of curious as to when that's going to come out. The Caleb Dune one. So the Caleb Dune, I'm guessing it's going to come out. I don't want it to wait that long, but I'm guessing it's going to come out May the 4th next year. So we'll see what happens, if that's going to take that long or not. Wonder if he modified it. Yeah, like he had it in Bad Batch. I have to go back and look at it and see what it looks like in Bad Batch, and then kind of look at it in Rebels and see how different it looks. Or if it, is similar enough where it was, maybe there was slight modifications done to it so that it could come apart, or what that is. So, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see about that one. So, but either way, it looks cool. I'm definitely gonna get that one. Can't wait for that to come out. So, yeah. Late. I am a night owl, actually. Yeah, it's 11:20. I'm a night owl as long as I don't have to wake up early in the morning. And I actually worked early today, not on the Starcruiser, but at my other Disney gig, which was teaching new, or not really teaching, but welcoming new cast members to the company. So that was really fun. And yeah, so I got off pretty early when I do that. So and I don't go in until afternoon tomorrow. So yeah, so I don't have to get up early tomorrow. So um yeah, I'm usually up until about midnight. So yeah, things are kind of winding down for me. Like I said, I got Return of the Jedi on in the background. Um but yeah, so yep, so Andor has been awesome. Starcruiser's been awesome. We are loving our passengers. I can't wait for tomorrow. Can't wait for to welcome more passenger. Well, actually, they got welcome today, so can't wait to see them coming back from Batu tomorrow. Um, I I would love to get to another visit to Batu at some point, but it's been pretty busy down here, and yeah, so I haven't really been able to get into the parks because I don't usually make a reservation until kind of the last minute. So it's been tough to get into the parks. I was gonna go to a park on Tuesday, but I don't think I'm gonna go. So you got to wake up early. Ari, awesome. See you in January. If I'm there, I hope I'm there. Well, I mean, I hope I am, unless something really awesome happens, and then it'll probably be good that I'm not there. So, but yeah, so we'll see what happens. Regardless, if I'm not there, maybe at some point I'll be a passenger, which would be awesome. But yeah, good night. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that. So yeah, so it's been kind of busy down here, so I haven't really been able to get to the parks in about a week or so. I went to Epcot last week, but yeah, so like outside of the galaxy, kind of like unknown regions. What else has been going on besides Star Cruiser and Star Wars here at Disney? Because I do always want to touch base with that a little bit. Things that I've been watching, interested in, whatnot. I did just before I got on this podcast, I watched something non-Star Wars. I'm a big Marvel fan. Also, I did watch Werewolf by Night, which was amazing. If you haven't seen that yet, I definitely recommend it. It's a really cool, different vibe for Marvel. It almost kind of has that. They just went in a different direction, so I enjoyed that really much. Just the way it was shot, the camera and everything gave it that feel of kind of like an older film footage from back in the day. You know how they shot films, and um, yeah, it was fantastic. It was really cool. So yeah, it took me a while to actually get the time to watch it. So I just finished that right before I did the podcast, and started the podcast, and it definitely was something that I want to see more of from Marvel as well. So seeing that, I just looked up and I saw that beautiful hangar in Return of the Jedi. Mon Cal ship where you see the overlook of all the ships in the hangar, the Millennium Falcon and the A-Wings and everything. It's all a matte painting basically. And just seeing that, just the amazement of what those guys did artistically. It looks so awesome. But but yeah, so yeah, outside of Star Wars, that's what's been up. Not much else going on besides pretty much working every day. And yeah, I got some friends coming down from New York, so we're going to be doing a lot of Disney stuff over the week. And yeah, so I'm going to try to like maybe take some shots when I'm in the parks, and post a lot of stuff that I'm doing, or try to get to Oga's and do all that stuff, and just have some fun in the next couple weeks. So, but I'm gonna do another podcast. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, and we'll see what happens. But again, my last podcast, I took a non like not a well-known character. Like I said, I talked about the Dianoga, mainly from A New Hope, and we talked about that and that character and the side story that's in in the Certain Point of View book. If you've not read those books, they're really amazing. Tell like little side characters within the movies, at least within Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. I guess we're going to get another one next year with Return of the Jedi because they've been released on all the 40th anniversaries. So that'll be something to look forward to, is a new book of short stories from Return of the Jedi. So I'm going to try to pick, I have it narrowed down, a couple characters from Empire Strikes Back. And I'm going to kind of take a character and talk about them on my next podcast. And dive into that character a little bit, and just the character that I like, and I think kind of do they really have a big impact on the movie or the characters enough where if they were taken out of the story, would it have really mattered, or were they somebody that was really important that their being there at that time had um, a crucial part in the storyline. So kind of taken, from my name there, the crucial crew member, the little crucial characters of Star Wars, kind of like a little segment that I want to start doing. And I'm going to do, one from each movie. And then maybe I'll throw some in there from some of the series eventually, but trying to get through all the movies first and do like one a month, and we'll see how that goes and how people like it. So again, I'm going to kind of start to wrap this up, but if you're not already following me, well, obviously you're following me if you're watching me live on Instagram at the Crucial Crew Member, but my Twitter page is Crucial Crew 2021. Those are the main social media handles you can find me on. Please share that. Again, my podcast will get uploaded to Spotify and Google Podcasts are the only two areas that I have it right now. But basically, it is Space Oats is the name of the podcast. So please let everyone know if you like to hear my ramblings on. And again, this is very unscripted, from the heart, just general chatting about Star Wars. And I really kind of like doing this, kind of like talking about this kind of stuff, and hopefully it gets a little bit more organized, and maybe we'll have some guests on at some point. I got some people that some friends that want to do this at some point, and maybe we'll have some, I don't know, sound offs or something about certain topics within the Star Wars universe at some point. So I look for look, thank you very much, Drew. Appreciate it. Always great supporters, the Heroes of the Halcyon. Love those guys, and I can't wait to maybe be a guest on your guys' show again. So hug the Halcyon for us. I will try. Halcyon's a big ship. Maybe I'll hug the model. How about that? I'll hug the model, the ship model, in the atrium for you. So thank you all for listening. I'm going to go ahead and say good night. So may the stars light your way. And until next time.